was good. Hey everyone, welcome back to another movie review. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about The Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford. It's going to be spoiler free because it is opening weekend. However, if you've already read the book, you kind of already know what you're walking into, right? Anyway, quick shout out to Cameron. Hi! We were talking on Twitter earlier today. It's always wonderful to talk to my subscribers. And speaking of subscribers, if you want to go ahead and click that red subscribe down below, I'd greatly appreciate it. And also slam that like button. So let's talk about The Call of the Wild. This is about a dog named Buck who is taken out of his situation and he is transplanted into the wild. And he is trying to survive everything that he can, eventually finding his forever home. Now, there's a lot of positives to this film. However, the one big positive is also the biggest negative. What am I talking about? Let's break it down. So, it's beautiful to look at. This movie is absolutely gorgeous, especially when the dog and Harrison Ford are in the greenery. It is beautiful and it is amazing. I believe a lot of that is CGI, so they did an incredible job. Another positive is Harrison Ford. This is the best role that I've seen him in a really long time. It's great when he can really go in depth into a character, and his character in this film is going through a lot of emotions with his family and his past, and it really does come across on screen. I highly enjoyed watching him in this movie. Now, a big positive for me was Buck the dog, because you need to care about Buck and care about his situation and what he's going through and what he's feeling. And it's pretty impressive that you do feel for him considering he's not real. He's a CGI animal. All the dogs in this film are CGI. However, that is the biggest drawback of this movie, because for me, if they had used a real animal, this movie would have gone from here to here very quickly. We all know there is nothing else on this earth with the bond between a human and their animal, man and dog. And you want to see that on screen. You really, really do. And that is just such a disappointment that they didn't take the time to use real animals. They were like, we'll just do CGI. I mean, no offense, the CGI is really good. It's really fantastic. However, there were times where it looked cartoonish because, and I know technically that is cartoon, I guess, but it just felt like I was watching a cartoon because Buck is running around inside of a house and it's like all the servants know what's going to happen, so they're fixing things as it was very odd when it first started, and there's those moments where he is like lifting an eyebrow, and you know what I'm saying. It's things that wouldn't have happened if they used a real animal. And I'm saying that as an animal lover. I love dogs. I love cats, animals. I just love so much. And that was just such a missed opportunity. Harrison Ford acting with a real animal would have been absolutely amazing. Another thing that I didn't really like was the villain. The main villain, I guess. There are a couple villains because there are a few characters in this film that don't necessarily treat Buck the right way, so I consider them villains. But the main villain, played by Dan Stevens, I believe, was very smarmy, I've got you tied on the railroad tracks kind of villain, twirling of the mustache. And it was very repetitive. Every time he came in, saying the same thing, acting exactly the same way. And I was like, we're doing this again? Go away. It got to the point where I was kind of annoyed by him. And let's just say I was glad with what happened to him in the third act. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'll just say that. Overall, I want you to go and see The Call of the Wild. I thought it was a great movie. It is good for kids. It does teach some lessons, which is great. It's a nice message to send across. However, I don't know if Call of the Wild is going to be able to beat Sonic at the weekend box office. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. A lot of people are saying it's not. However, in my movie theater, the 4 showings on opening night were all sold out. So I wouldn't count out Call of the Wild. It really could be one of the biggest surprises of the year. And I'm kind of hoping it is, because it is worth seeing. As far as letter grade, I'm going to give it a B+. I enjoyed myself way more than I thought I was going to. The only thing drawing it back from an A is the CGI dog. If they used a real animal, it absolutely would have been an A. All right, guys, let me know what you thought of Call of the Wild down in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Would you go and see it again? Do you think it's going to be the dog or Sonic this weekend at the box office? Let me know down below. Smash the like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you at the movies.